Highmark Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. A gorgeous night for the beautiful game in the Steel City as Pittsburgh plays host to Charlotte tonight in a big Eastern Conference matchup in the USL Championship. Sean St. Jacques alongside the former Vancouver Whitecaps and Indy 11 coach Martin Rennie, excited to bring this one to you. Coach, going into this one, both teams towards the top of the Atlantic Division, but you know more than anybody, these head-to-head matchups mean a lot as the season progresses.
Yeah, very important. Both teams very close together, and yeah, everything's on the line tonight. This is an interesting matchup between two teams that have started the season quite well.
Second and third in the division at the moment. Charlotte won it last time when they met in Pittsburgh. We'll take a look at our players to watch tonight, starting with Jake Arman, a goal and an assist to his name, coach, and leads a very strong midfield for Mike Jeffries' side.
Yeah, absolutely. A player I think that's a little bit under the radar, but someone who's extremely hard-working, very versatile, delivers a great ball into the box, is good on the dribble, and plays a good ball in behind the back line as well. Someone who, again, I think is underrated but has so much potential.
On the other side of things, for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, the all-time assist leader in league history, Kenardo Forbes, 2 to his name already this season. If he gets another one tonight, he'll set the Pittsburgh franchise record for assists as well.
Yeah, fantastic player. If you want to stop Pittsburgh, you have to stop Kenardo Forbes. He can come and get the ball deep. He's also got that final pass in the final third, which you can tell from all those assists. Very good player and someone who really makes the Pittsburgh Riverhounds tick.
We didn't get to see him in the last meeting with Charlotte. Coach Bob Lilly is hoping he can be a difference maker tonight in the rematch between the Riverhounds and Charlotte Independence. We're excited for this one. Both teams have playoff aspirations and big things ahead of them. Pittsburgh's looking for its first ever win against Charlotte. Will they get it? You'll have to find out next. Pittsburgh and Charlotte from Highmark. It's coming up next.
Before, you weren't able to walk very far.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I couldn't even get out of bed sometimes.
How are you walking now?
I'm walking 6 miles a day.
Awesome.
Getting control back is living proof. The AHN Neuroscience Institute.
Just in time for the start of the 2021 season, we're offering Riverhounds Mini Flex Plan. Flex Plans are 6 vouchers to use any way you want over the 2021 season to catch the Hounds in action. Use them all for one game or spread them out through the season. With 3 different plans starting at $90, you can choose anywhere in Highmark Stadium to cheer on the Hounds. Visit riverhounds.com or call 412-865-GOAL.
Hey, Gus.
Hey, Nikki.
So what's the scoop?
Scoop? Who can pick just one scoop?
Well, I'd say that one's mint for me.
Sweet choice. Just like this.
The newest scratch-off from the Pennsylvania Lottery.
Yep. It's feeling like $1 million.
Wow, with some nice top prizes.
You can't top that.
Well, maybe with sprinkles.
Keep on scratching.
Summer is almost here, and so are the Riverhounds Academy Summer Technical Clinic. We have 3 sessions which are geared to players interested in developing technical skills in multiple areas over the course of the week. Clinics are led by Riverhounds Development Academy trainers and current professional Riverhounds players. Clinics start July 5th. Open to players 7 to 14 years old. Register online or contact the Academy office at 412-325-7238.
Sean St. Jacques, Martin Rennie back here with you, getting you set for Pittsburgh and Charlotte from Highmark Stadium in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. A rematch from a meeting earlier this year at Highmark. Charlotte won it by 1-0. Coach, here's how Mike Jeffries sets up his starting 11. Of course, the 2 up top, Para and Kelly, in front of a really solid midfield.
Yeah, they've been playing a back 3 a lot this season, and as you rightly say, Kelly and Para, they're a handful for anyone, and it'll be interesting to watch them tonight.
Obviously, Riascos leading that line. We mentioned Arman as well. Palomino, Coach Bob Lilly said, is someone they have to watch as well. Here's how Bob Lilly sets up his Riverhounds tonight, looking for their first ever win over the Independents.
Yeah, hard to believe that statistic, that they've not beaten the Independents, but yeah, tonight could be the night for them. some fluidity in their lineup that it often changes even as the game goes on, but this is roughly what we're looking at as we start the game, and a number of key players to look out for. We obviously pointed out Forbes, but I think Dixon's a big threat as well with his pace.
3 assists this year for Alex Dixon, coming off a really strong campaign with Hartford Athletic a season ago. Kenardo Forbes tonight could become Pittsburgh's all-time leader in assists. He's already set the league record. Could he set the franchise record tonight? It's in his sights for the Riverhounds. Of course, we have the leading assist man in league history and the top goal scorer in Dane Kelly in league history as well in the regular season. A lot of pedigree and a lot of talent with these two get together. Again, 13th meeting. Pittsburgh has never beaten the Charlotte Independents. Charlotte won it by 1-0 when these two met earlier this season right here at Highmark. Coach Bob Lilly says the sense of urgency is high because the next time these two meet, it's going to be in Charlotte. Charlotte will kick us off in their road grays with the black shorts. Pittsburgh in their home yellows with the black stripes across. And we're underway from the Steel City. Pittsburgh and Charlotte in a big Eastern Conference meeting in the Atlantic Division.
Yeah, really looking forward to this one. It's going to be interesting just as the game gets going. You know, Pittsburgh are in a busy schedule right now. They've had a number of games. They've just come off a defeat against Loudoun. Charlotte have been rested all this week. I always think that's a big factor when it comes to these matchups, and it'll be interesting to see just what level of energy Pittsburgh bring to this game. It's very important for both teams. And again, just can't believe that statistic that the Pittsburgh Riverhounds have never beaten the Charlotte Independents.
Last time out for Charlotte, again, it was about a week ago, a 2-1 defeat against the Miami FC. Dane Kelly did score in the defeat. And Pittsburgh, despite getting back into that game against Loudoun, Louis Perez scoring his first goal for the club. Loudoun won it in the last 15 minutes to snatch all 3 points and end their lengthy losing streak against the Riverhounds. There's Dane Kelly, 4 goals since returning to the club. Going to be, as you said, Coach, a handful for anybody to deal with, even against a coach like Bob Lilly, known for his defensive acumen. Palomino lines this up on a free kick opportunity for the roadside. They'll end up running over this. Decent ball in, header away by Griffin. And a good job defensively on the near side to win the throw-in back for the Riverhounds by Mikel Williams, his first touch defensively tonight.
Yeah, both teams have a lot of height in their lineup, and so the set plays are going to be important. The delivery is really crucial, and it was good there, but good defending as well from Griffin.
Dequa finding Dixon, runners ahead. Dixon trying to thread the needle. Miller committed. Defensive work from Charlotte was there just in time, and the Riverhounds have a corner.
Yeah, good fast break there. You know, I've coached a lot of games against Pittsburgh over the years, and that's something that you always have to look out for. When they win the ball back around that midfield area, they break very quickly with numbers, and just off with that through ball there. But I think that's something that we'll see more of throughout the game.
Anthony Velarde lighting this one up. Early set piece opportunity for Pittsburgh. When it comes to a dangerous area, could fall for a volleying opportunity. And in the end, Brandon Miller was not troubled.
Yeah, second phase of set plays always important. Making sure not only that you clear that first line, but that you get the concentration for that second ball as well. But that one was a little bit ambitious from that angle on the volley and didn't actually end up troubling Brandon Miller at all there.
Pittsburgh looking for just its second home win, believe it or not, this season, beating Red Bulls 2 a few matches ago here by 2-1. 4 road wins, though, have really gotten Pittsburgh back to where many expect them to be, towards the top of this division, including the win that Bob Lilly was talking about with us, the big win over Tampa Bay, which really gained a lot of momentum for them.
Yeah, I think the thing with Pittsburgh is that their start to their season is really a busy schedule. And so as time goes on, I think they'll rise up more and more. But at the moment, they just have to get through this spell of games. They've rotated their team again tonight. So they're not really able to play their strongest lineup game after game, which I think there'll come a point in the season where they will be able to do that. That's probably when you'll see them make the most progress. but they're managing.
Just again for Williams, flying well over the top.
Yeah, good start from Pittsburgh, though. They've managed to get on the front foot, get into the Charlotte half. Charlotte don't want to build out too much at the moment, which Mike Jeffries normally does. He normally wants to have his team on the ball and playing. And here you go, they're taking that chance even though they're under a little bit of pressure. And this is the kind of thing they've just got to watch out for. If they play out too much, that's going to feed Pittsburgh, give them energy to go and press and win balls and create chances. So they just have to be careful with that in the early going.
Irvin Parra scored the winner in the previous meeting. Other than that, to be fair to Pittsburgh, they had the better of it despite conceding the goal. They just couldn't find the equalizer. They were knocking at the door. Brandon Miller actually made a save with the last kick of the game that was able to bring Charlotte back all 3 points.
Yeah, it's been a good start to the season for Charlotte. Lots of good players in their lineup, and obviously adding Dane Kelly.
Chance here in the middle for Pittsburgh. Dixon, great verticality to get up there. Williams on a recycle. That nearly found Dixon again. Pittsburgh appealing for a deflection. It's a goal kick.
Yeah, adding Dane Kelly's a great addition. You know, obviously he was there last season and did very well. We know his goal scoring record is there for all to see. But he brings such pace to the team that even if Charlotte are under pressure in a game like this where they're in their own half a lot, he's always a threat with just one ball over the top, one ball through. He can get onto it like no other guy in this league probably. He's got blinding pace and he's got that ability to finish those chances too.
Can't imagine the stress on a defender knowing that Dane Kelly is your assignment this week. Ball over the top for Wharton to chase. Took a little bit of a nick at the end. It goes Pittsburgh's way out for a goal kick.
Yeah, defenders can never relax with Dane Kelly around there, but Pittsburgh have players like that as well. And you mentioned Cicerone, who's on the bench tonight. I think he's a really good player at this level, someone who I saw a lot last year with St. Louis, and who's come on and done really well already with Pittsburgh. He's someone who I think will put up good numbers for Pittsburgh. The way that they play and the way they create chances, I think will suit him. And I think he's probably been rested tonight with another game coming up pretty soon.
All over the top, Dixon misses out on the header. Griffin steps in. All over the top as the run was made in behind. A little bit of a flick over the top. Well, just about stayed in play for Charlotte to clear. And Williams will shepherd this out for a Riverhounds throw.
Yeah, it was interesting a second ago you mentioned Griffin, and I think he's just such an underrated player, a little bit like we talked about with Jake Arman, but he's always winning second balls, he's always getting challenges won, he moves the ball quickly, he covers a lot of ground, and I think he's played every minute for Pittsburgh so far this season, which is fantastic when you consider how close the games have been. And here he is again, out here for another, who knows, possible another 90 minutes and probably looking to go again. So there's not too many guys like that in this league who can go a game after game after game, but Griffin's one.
Probably one of the most underrated feats in the beautiful game is being able to play like Danny Griffin does for the amount of time he's been able to during this regular season. Coach Bob Lilly said he's not sure if he can continue to do that. He's got to continue to rotate his guys, but Griffin showing you his match fitness and his durability.
Yeah, he's really coming on, and I think it's interesting. You know, Pittsburgh lost a really key player in Robbie Mertz last season, now playing for Atlanta United too, but it's maybe giving Griffin the chance to step up.
Dequan with a lovely ball in behind, flicked on for Wharton, who keeps the possession alive. Now a chance to maybe put in a service, and the ball goes out of harm's way.
Yeah, missed opportunity there with the cross on the far post from Perez, but good play again, keeping the ball in, getting the ball in behind Charlotte. Nice little flick on, using the width well. Now just a little bit more composure. Could have been a little bit more dangerous there, I think.
Perez scored against Loudon last time out, his first professional goal coming out of University of Central Florida. Of course, Loudon ended up nicking all 3 points with a late goal themselves.
Yeah, big win that for Loudon, coming off a 3-0 defeat to Charleston only days before. To come out and put in a performance like that, that takes takes a lot of guts, a lot of effort, and just shows you there's no easy games in this league. They're all difficult. You can't go anywhere and not play well and expect to win.
Chance for Charlotte here. Ball, though, shanked out of play and out for a goal kick. It seems like anytime we talk about the division or the standings in general in the East over the years with Bob Lilly, he always says you can't sleep on anybody, and he always mentions how tough Loudoun can be. Everybody seems to kind of knock them because where they're at in the table every once in a while, but as we saw again, they always give you a very difficult fight no matter what position they're in.
Absolutely. Very talented players, very athletic, and they're inconsistent, but that comes sometimes from being young, and that's partly why they're playing in this league and playing for Loudoun, gaining that experience. But there's no question that the quality's there, the skills there, and the energy, the athleticism, as I said, but it's just the consistency. And that doesn't mean to say that when you turn up to play them, they're not going to have a great night, and that's what Pittsburgh ran into the other night.
Charlotte, of course, last time out losing to a revamped Miami FC team that's also making some noise in this division and in the Eastern Conference so far. Much improved as well from them. We were talking off air, and I've said this before, to be fair, this season, but Jake Edwards, the commissioner's office, they just did a phenomenal job in making every division competitive this season, where it's just a big game, it seems, every week. As Pittsburgh are on the attack again here. It's a lovely ball towards the 6-yard box, headed away. Wharton giving chase. Charlotte trying to smuggle it away. It was a lovely, delicate touch from DiValardi. And the Independents can clear it upfield into the path of Kelly initially. And then Veets doing the good job backtracking and winning the Riverhounds a throw-in on the near side.
Yeah, and the other end there, good defensive header by Christian Dean. It was interesting seeing him back playing, because I remember him from years ago when I was coaching in Vancouver. We were scouting him quite heavily, and the year after I left, the Whitecaps drafted him. A little bit of an inside scoop for you is that at that time Liverpool were actually interested in taking him, probably to loan him out to a team maybe in Scandinavia so he could get game time. That never transpired. He moved on to Chicago Fire, and then he actually retired a couple of years ago, 2018 I believe, and here he is back playing for Charlotte. So I'd be interested to know a bit more about that story. I've got some bits and pieces I can give you there, but nice to see him back out playing. He's definitely young enough to be doing it, and he was a guy with so much potential. Left-footed centre-back, 6'3", fast, pretty decent on the ball. I mean, great pickup for Charlotte.
Played in the first meeting here against Pittsburgh and actually was sent off in the second half of the game, but before that, like you said, Coach, showed those signs of immense talent from Mike Jeffrey's side, and he's had a couple of moments where he's been able to find some good areas so far, but nothing to show in the early going. Pittsburgh had been on the attack for most of it in the early stages.
Nice switch of play there, but again, just got to try and get that cross in a little bit earlier. You know, I think Perez is right-footed, not 100% sure, but I think he's right-footed, and so in those situations, not being able to take that ball on maybe and get a quick cross in with his left foot can be a slight disadvantage, but we know he's a good player with a lot of potential, and it'll be interesting just to watch him over time and see how he develops. Bob's done a great job of developing so many players. You know, they've got a hard task because they've got to replace Dover and James, who were really mainstays for a number of years. Dover's still with the club, but just injured at the moment. And I think, you know, although they've had to replace a lot of players, those two are really important, and again, go under the radar a little bit.
Corner upcoming here for Canardo Forbes to take. Forbes whips in a dangerous ball for Miller to punch. Had to fight through traffic to get to it. Forbes on a second opportunity has it blocked away.
Dangerous ball, well dealt with there, but great in-swinging cross.
Pittsburgh again. Dixon. Lovely ball over the top. Penalty appeals from the fans, more so than the players, I think, as Dequa went for a bicycle kick in between a sandwich of defenders unsuccessfully.
Yeah, no penalty there. Although they've got numbers forward here, there's only really two players in the box with a lot of Charlotte defenders, and Dequa has covered defenders all around him, so it was always going to be difficult to get anything out of that.
Christian Dean initially for Charlotte. Then followed by Di Velarde. Flag is up against Irvin Parra, who scored the winner here for Charlotte in the previous meeting this season.
You know, one of the questions I had at the beginning of the game was just how much energy Pittsburgh would come out with in this game. But they've certainly shown that they've got a lot going in the early goings here. And they look strong, they look energetic, they look really focused and up for this game. And Charlotte can't really settle at the moment. It's all Pittsburgh.
Does feel like how the first meeting started, with a little bit more bite to the attack, I think, than what we saw from Bob Lilly's side last time these two met. And obviously, as Bob Lilly told us, it's a different team. The team has slowly but surely gotten better week after week, game after game. Now Dikwa, good hold-up play on the outside of the penalty area. Comes out for a shooting chance. And maybe it was closer than it looked initially. Miller made sure as Forbes let it rip.
Yeah, that's second or third effort that we've seen just go over the crossbar. And something I remember from coaching quite a lot of games here at Highmark is a lot of shots do tend to go over the bar. The ball sits up a little bit on the turf, and you know, I've seen that quite often where shots tend to just rise slightly. The players just need to work a little harder on the surface to keep the ball down and make sure that they follow through, keep their head down, and wait till that ball hits the net before they lift their head up.
It's helped on initially by Velarde. Referee Jonathan Belinsky on the scene as Dikwa is down. A little bit of a complaint from Kevin Riascos, who has been booked for the challenge. First name to be taken tonight for either side inside of 17 minutes.
Yeah, a little bit harsh there. It's the first challenge I can remember him having in the game. There hasn't been too much that would suggest a yellow card. But now, as a central defender, he's got to be careful, because one more challenge that could result in a yellow, and you could have the same situation that you had last time these two teams played, where Christian Dean was sent off.
Mike Jeffries, something for him to ponder as the game progresses. Meanwhile, initially the attack was from Danny Griffin for Pittsburgh. It's sent all the way back for Vitiello to clear. Not much for him to have to deal with so far. Offside is called against the Riverhounds to negate any further attack on this stage.
Looks like the referee's been hitting the gym. To be fair to him.
He's got the summer bod ready to go.
Yeah. Been hanging out at the beach as well, I'm sure.
Got to keep up with these fit players on both sides in this league.
Yep.
As Griffin marauds his way forward to try to find Dixon. Now Williams had a little bit of space initially to run into, instead cuts it back and gives it away.
Charlotte tending to be in a back five really most of the time. You know, they're not on the ball a lot at the moment, so they tend to be in that back five. I think for Charlotte to get some of a foothold in the game, what they really need to do is switch the play. Pittsburgh do a really good job of compacting the game to one side, and if you try and play on that side, you'll tend to lose the ball, maybe even give up counter-attack opportunities. But if you can switch, then you can open them up just a little bit and give yourself a bit more time and a little bit more of a foothold in the game. Look how many Pittsburgh players are on this side of the ball right now, and there you go, a good switch opens things up. But
wonderfully done by Dean, but then picked off on the Riascos attempt. Now Griffin might give that away, not quite. Blasted forward and into the waiting arms of Brandon Miller. Although this might be dragged all the way back for a free kick. Griffin, when the ball was released. And Belinsky's biceps pointing for a Pittsburgh free kick.
You're not going to argue with Belinsky, are you?
That's a great point, actually. Might be a little bit more difficult with somebody that can tell you how it's done.
One of the things that we talked about with Bob earlier in the week was just with all these games and with so many new players, he's not really had a lot of time to work with his team, to really bed down some tactical points. Obviously, he's getting his point across, but it's much harder to do than people think. When you don't have games, when you have so many games, you don't really have proper training sessions. At the same time, you often tend to pick up little knocks and injuries, so then it's harder to have a full complement when you do get to train. So it's little things like that people don't think about, but it does impact your fluidity and the way that your team plays. And I think he would probably have preferred to have less games in the beginning, bed in a few more ideas, and then have a run like this. But that's not the way it's gone this year, and he's made the most of it.
Pittsburgh heaping some more pressure on, led by Danny Griffin. Charlotte does well to at least get out of it, but the pass for DiValardi was a little too far out in front. It was interesting hearing Bob Lilly talk to us just about the way he's handled three-game stretches. When you look at the first game of the stretch, sometimes you save a guy or two looking into maybe the second game, and then you have to take a little bit of a risk managing minutes, moving guys around. But if anyone can figure it out, it's someone like Bob Lilly, who's had this experience time and again with this franchise and others in the past.
Yeah, he's done this for a long time. He and I can remember when we used to play on a Friday night and then on a Saturday night.
Right.
So he knows all about it. And I think it's interesting where he was saying that sometimes he'll rest a few players in the first game, knowing then how he's going to line things up in the next few games. And he did it really well a few weeks ago, where he ended up getting a win on the third game against Tampa Bay in Tampa, which was such an important game because that's a team in their group. And obviously wanted to make sure he stayed in contention there. So he managed that well. And that rotation of players is so important because it keeps the players involved as well. Those guys, if you're always playing the same 11, then you start to lose a few of the guys, and you don't want that.
The Riverhounds are back in action at Highmark Stadium Saturday, July 17th at 7 p.m. against Loudoun United for another Saturday night showdown. You can visit theriverhounds.com or call the box office at 412-865-GOAL. Dequa trying to make his way in behind. It's been disruptive at times in the early stages. The ball floated over the top. Williams does well defensively. More pressure from Palomino as Vitiello clears.
Yeah, one of the things that Pittsburgh Riverhounds do well is that they often take you out of your own game. You know, Charlotte like to pass the ball, keep good possession, but they're finding themselves under pressure. See how many Pittsburgh players are squeezed to one side of the field, and then they're playing balls straight forward, which are picked up almost every time by the Pittsburgh back line. Good play there, though.
Charlotte wins it back here. Palomino, dangerous here. Kelly off to his left. And a good challenge, I believe, by Griffin, helping on the defensive side of things, denies Dane Kelly an early chance.
That's crazy.
Yeah, good counter press in there. They lost the ball, but they didn't give up on it. And that created the second opportunity from that pressing situation. But as I was saying, Charlotte are kind of getting pulled in a little bit into Pittsburgh's game. They do that very well, Pittsburgh. And what tends to happen is then teams give the ball away quite a lot, and Pittsburgh can then set up another attack. And that's probably where they would be looking to see, just to make a little bit more progress, is just creating a little bit more now that they're on the ball. But they've been on the ball quite a bit, and they have dictated in the early goings.
All over the top for Dequa. Now Todd Wharton enters to help. Griffin as well. Preston Kilwine does well to find Velarde. His ball in, took a nick on the way through, and it's a Pittsburgh corner. We've seen him get up and down a few times now. Velarde, Dequa in there as well. And a few of the big bodies come forward to try and help create an opportunity here from this Forbes set piece.
Delivered a dangerous ball last time.
Forbes tries again. Goes towards the near post. Easy this time to clear away. Charlotte, though, not able to counterattack with Griffin covering at the back. Todd Wharton, also formerly of St. Louis FC a season ago, along with Russell Cicerone. Here's Shane Veet. Trying to find Dikwa again over the top. Pittsburgh will settle for a throw. Just to put the series history again in a little bit more context. 13th meeting all time between these two. Obviously, Bob Lilly's only had the latter set of matchups. All time, 7 wins for Charlotte, 5 draws, no wins for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds in this series. And obviously, considering the fact that Pittsburgh have done so well at Highmark, especially under Bob Lilly in recent seasons, though they've still only got the 1 win here this year, it's a pretty stunning mark with everything being factored in. But Bob Lilly said before the first meeting between these two, he didn't even know the stat existed, frankly. I wasn't focused on it whatsoever. Pittsburgh could be in for a chance, though, meanwhile. And it's blasted over the top. The build-up play was very, very good from the Riverhounds. And in the end, the shot goes begging from Luis Perez.
And where did it go begging? Over the bar. One of those things, it's a great chance. You just really got to work hard on keeping that down, because it sits up for him a little bit, but that's really, I do think is a very, very important factor, especially on an artificial surface, is really working on keeping your shots down. You've no chance of scoring if it's not on target. Todd Wharton playing right wing back here. I've seen him a lot, mainly play as a central midfielder, but again, a very strong, very fit guy, versatile enough to be able to play in different positions. And it goes back to the challenge that the Riverhounds have of replacing Dover, who's out at the moment and normally logs a lot of minutes for the Riverhounds. But Todd Wharton, a capable replacement, and I'm sure Bob would love to see him have a big performance and maybe fill that gap for a while until Dover's back again.
Jordan Dover actually played his 100th USL Championship regular season match back on June 12th against Miami FC. Forbes, Dixon, and Wharton, by the way, have also reached that mark in their career. But he's only played once since, like you mentioned, Coach, due to injury. And Bob Lilly told us he's been trying to find a way, like we've talked about with the other situations as far as injuries and rotating players, just having to go through it, and it's a normal process. And guys like Todd Wharton, I'm sure, are guys that you're able to plug in there and not feel too bad about because they have that quality and that leadership.
Absolutely. They know the league, they know what's required, and that's so important. If you're always in, if you're always rotating your team, bringing in new players, you need some that know the league and understand what's expected week in, week out, who can manage these difficult schedules, who can fit in different positions.
Todd Wharton, also good set piece taker as well.
Yeah, all round, just very solid player. Had an excellent time with Portland Timbers too, before being with St. Louis, and I think a good matchup for him in terms of being with Pittsburgh. I think he'll do well there.
It does seem like teams like St. Louis, Pittsburgh, you're in the 11 teams. They all kind of have a similar mold as far as the way they fight, that tenacity, that extra effort, not giving up in games. A lot of teams have it, but it seems like Todd Wharton, when he made the move, it almost kind of fit.
Yeah, exactly. It just seems like the right place for him. I agree.
Pittsburgh again on the attack in the ascendancy early on. Fans again shouting for a penalty. Players not so much.
Perez did well on his left foot there, though. Took it on with his left. Put it right into a dangerous area. Bob looking for something. Statistically, if anyone's going to get a penalty tonight, it's going to be the Independents. I just couldn't believe it when I saw they've had 7 penalty kicks in the first 9 games of the season.
I believe you were telling me they've only made 4 of them. 4 out of 7, right?
That's what I saw, yeah. Yep, still plenty of practice, though. I'm not sure if I've had 7 penalties in the last 4 years in the USL Championship, so it's not bad going to get 7 in the first 9 games of one season.
That's a heck of a ratio, penalties to games. Todd Wharton was the player down. Pittsburgh with another corner towards this back post. The header was down. Miller was well positioned.
Yeah, but it's a good ball. Really, what you're looking for there is someone to get on the end of the second ball. Veet's done a good job of heading it back across, but no one was really alive and alert for Pittsburgh. If you watch this, as the ball's moving to the right-hand side, look how many Pittsburgh players get around that side of the ball. Look how they squeeze and squeeze and squeeze into that area, and then they win it. So look out for that. That's something that happens consistently with this Pittsburgh team. People say, why is it they do so well defensively? What is it about Bob Lilly? That's one of the things. That's one of the, if there's a secret, that's one of them. They defend very well as a team. It's not just about the back line or the goalkeeper. It's about the team. So look again how compact it is to one side of the field. As the ball gets switched, they're moving pretty quickly into that area. Almost a little net or almost around the ball, and make it hard for the opponent to get comfortable on the ball and to play easy balls forward. They're always a little bit rushed.
One of my favorite stats that the great media people over at Pittsburgh keep track of: 104 matches in all competitions since Bob Lilly took over. The Hounds have allowed just 90 goals, an average of 0.87 goals per game. When you consider the sample size there, that's a really impressive statistic, and hammers home how great Bob Lilly's done with this Pittsburgh back line and how our defense in general.
And that's
really
the key. It's not the back line. The back line, of course, take credit, but it's really the whole team. He gets the whole team working, and you know that's why he, you know, sometimes there's players leave, very good players. Robbie Mertz was one we mentioned earlier, and over the years a number of others. Van Kiesel, a player I rated very highly, and yet he's then found other players. And the point is, the player has to come in and they have to do their job within the system. And then you'll also find that some of these guys go elsewhere and they're not as outstanding as they were at Pittsburgh.
You could argue the biggest question the offseason for Pittsburgh was replacing guys like DeSantos for Papa Mensah as well. That's where Cicerone has been huge so far this season, with 5 goals to lead the team. Griffin has 2, and then 6 other players have scored 1 goal for the Riverhounds this season.
Good chance.
Lovely Griffin ball in behind. Big chance. Dequat flew over his head. Dixon was in the area as well. Pittsburgh applying more pressure here. They have a corner.
Excellent through ball. I believe it was Valerde getting on the end of it, was it? Yep, Griffin. Excellent through ball. Good movement in the box. Christian Dean coming up big for the Charlotte Independents.
Crucial touch in the end. Valerde nearly was able to find Albert Dequa. Another corner for the Riverhounds here. 32 minutes gone. They've had the better of it so far, the home side. Can they capitalize on their ascendancy here? That ball's going to fly out of the way. Riverhounds have added premium suites for 2021, exclusive and private suites with premium menu options. Check out the balcony that overlooks all the action with a majestic view of Pittsburgh's skyline. You can visit riverhounds.com or call the box office at 412-865-GOAL.
Great stadium, Highmark. Fantastic scenes in the background, and probably a great place to be on the weekend of the 4th of July. I bet there's some fireworks going off there at some point over this weekend, if not tonight after the game. I've been there, actually, I think a couple times on this particular weekend, and it's always a great spectacle and a fun place to play and fun place to be.
Gotta be one of the best views from the field as well in USL Championship play, maybe in all of American soccer, with that beautiful Pittsburgh skyline and the river next to it as well, of course. Adding to it, you see a collision there with Griffin winning the ball initially.
Griffin doing what Griffin does well, winning balls, winning second balls, being involved in challenges, covering ground. And again, one of those players that coaches and players notice and appreciate, but sometimes fans or statistics don't really show the same thing. But great work from him there, and consistently doing those same things, as we said, every minute of the season so far for the Riverhounds.
Irvin Parra is the player slow to get up. Hopefully he's okay. They're making sure he can continue as Bob Lilly has a conversation with Alex Dixon.
Dixon's been a little quiet so far, but he's one of those players that can explode at any minute. Very dangerous in transitions, very dangerous on the counter-attack. Pittsburgh will just want to try and keep this energy level high. That was one of the question marks coming into tonight's game, was just how they would look from that perspective. But so far it's been good. Charlotte, they'll probably feel like they've not really been able to get their game going. You know, they know what they're coming into with Pittsburgh. They know they might not get many chances. They just have to take any that come their way, and they have to defend well and stay in the game. They know that some games you're not able to play exactly the way you want to play. Some games you have to adjust and just battle it out and do your best to pick up the points.
Griffin initially, then Dixon just kind of chipped it over the top. Pittsburgh could be in with a chance. And it's Miller who's able to deny Velarde. It was really good build-up play, a lot of first touch passing over the top. Velarde basically hit it the only place that Miller was going to be comfortable saving it.
Yeah, but at least on target. There's been a number of those chances around the edge of the box which haven't been on target. That one was, but just maybe needed to be a little bit more clinical in terms of finding the side, one side or the other. But first step, hitting the target.
This is around the time that Charlotte scored in the previous meeting. Actually scored at the home end on the opposite side of the field. Vitiello, who hasn't had a ton to do, and I think that's being kind in the first half. But Charlotte do win a free kick here right in front of Bob Lilly. Yellow card will be issued here as we take a look at the Pittsburgh chance off of Dixon's ball over the top.
Yeah, difficult ball for Dean. They didn't handle it brilliantly. Velarde came through, and as we say, we'd probably want that one back if he could get it again. Todd Wharton picking up a yellow card there.
Yeah, so Wharton enters the referee's book. And a set piece from a little bit of a ways out here for Armin to give a try on here. Everyone kind of spread out.
Yeah, a little surprised Charlotte maybe didn't take the chance to put that into the box, but chose not to. Switch to play.
Veet defensively does well to win the header. Forbes pokes it forward here. Pittsburgh now on the counterattack. Velarde doesn't have much to aim at off to his right. Forbes back with him. Now Forbes out wide. Forbes again now, assessing his options. Preston Kilwine. Now Williams. Wharton tried to poke it through. Dean was there defensively. Deacle putting pressure on Miller. Griffin. Wharton, good searching ball. Velarde. Back out wide, Perez. And it's headed away.
Pittsburgh just trying to turn the screw a little bit here. Wharton, that showed his passing range. That's one of the benefits from having a midfield player playing out in that wing-back area. Often good passing, good vision. And he saw an excellent diagonal ball there that created a little chance.
Pittsburgh in with an opportunity briefly. Touch needed to be better from Dequa. Oh, that was a beautiful touch from Perez. Now Forbes. I don't know, Forbes trying to pick it back up, not quite able to do so. Falls for Veet. And Griffin can recycle it for the Riverhounds. Pittsburgh doing what Bob Lilly was hoping they would do, and that's have a lot of the ball dictate the play. Now they're looking for their payoff. Forbes does really well in traffic. Dixon.
Yeah, passing at a good tempo as well, playing quite quickly, good movement off the ball, and a dangerous ball behind here for Dixon. Can he make a bit more of an impact, finding Wharton.
Wharton helps him out here. Wharton keeps on going, does really well to stay in bounds. Still Wharton, not quite. Velarde keeps alive, and Forbes denied by Miller. A Charlotte scramble in the penalty area, but Forbes is denied again. Corner kick upcoming.
What a chance. I don't know how that didn't go in. Twice it looked like it was in. Wharton doing excellent, getting to the byline. Well defended, second chance. Great save from Miller.
Brandon Miller had to come up big. Nobody from Charlotte got a touch to the effort from Forbes. Miller denies the captain. Another set piece, though, for Bob Lilly's Riverhounds, coming up on 40 minutes gone in the first half. In it comes. Dealt with initially, ball sent back into play, and Miller gobbles it up. But what a big save from Brandon Miller. He had a big one here to save all 3 points right at the death in the first meeting. Comes up with a big one there as Forbes looked like he was in a good position to hit the back of the net.
Yeah, if you're going to get a win away from home in a tough place like Highmark Stadium, then you need your goalkeeper to come up with a save or two, and Miller did it there really well.
And how about Wharton as well? Walking the tightrope, just couldn't quite find Velarde in the right position. But Pittsburgh have been banging on the door, coach, for most of this first half. We haven't seen a ton yet from Charlotte, but that crucial goal hasn't come yet either.
No, it's looked like a handball from Griffin, but not given. I think Charlotte are in that tricky position of they're staying in the game. They haven't lost anything, but they haven't really created anything. They haven't been able to get their game going, and it is difficult against Pittsburgh. I think for Charlotte, the key for them in the back half of the field is to switch the play a couple of times and then look to attack. And also, a lot of times teams think that there's space behind Pittsburgh and they look to play behind quickly, but they always, the defenders, here you see here, they're ready for that ball and they tend to defend that ball behind really well and really easily, and that's against someone like Dane Kelly who's got incredible pace. But when the back line drops like that, there is space in front of the back line, and to me that would be the area that Charlotte should try to exploit a little bit more. The ball behind is going to be unlikely to cause as much of a problem as you would think, but the ball in front of the back three, where someone could maybe get turned and create a chance, that would be where Charlotte would most likely get the best chance of creating a goal, other than maybe a set play or counter-attack. From a Pittsburgh point of view, though, they, having coming in off just a couple of days rest, the biggest thing they've done is they've been on the ball a lot, and so therefore Charlotte will soon be starting to feel tired because they've not had the ball.
Pittsburgh have it again here. Forbes, Velarde was closest to it, forces it out for yet another Pittsburgh corner kick.
And Forbes has been able to get higher and higher as the half has gone on. He sees the space there. He hasn't had to drop deep to really dictate the play and to dictate the tempo. He's managed to put himself in a higher position. And if it keeps going like this, you wouldn't bet against him getting that assist that would make him Pittsburgh's all-time leader.
We'll go for it right here towards the back post. It was maybe touched by Dean on the way through. Corner kick will switch sides. Of course, Kenardo Forbes didn't play in the first meeting with Charlotte here due to a red card suspension from the previous game. And of course, Coach Bob Lilly, as you might expect, was really excited to know that he was going to be back for this one. He's always a difference maker, a crucial piece to what Pittsburgh have done in recent years. And he's been making a difference in this game already tonight. Velarde with the ball in, headed away again. And a foul called by the referee inside of the penalty area. Roberts again doing the dirty work defensively. Will allow Charlotte to alleviate some of the pressure applied from Dikwa and others. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For more on the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. Haven't seen the Select ball hit the back of the net just yet. Still goalless between Pittsburgh and Charlotte. Second meeting of 4 between these two this season. Charlotte with one of their first major forays forward. In the end, Vitiello is able to gobble it up, and there's an Independence player down just outside of the penalty area here after that attack, and it looks like it's Thomas DiVelardi.
That was better though from Charlotte, and they did actually get the ball played into that area that we mentioned just in front of the back line. Dane Kelly was then able to flick the ball through for the second chance. It didn't connect, but I do think that's an area where they could have a little bit of joy. Looks like a hamstring.
He put his hand up right away, DiVelardi, as he was heading towards the turf.
Yeah, that doesn't look good.
Velarde, though, for Pittsburgh on their side of things has been vibrant, like many of the Riverhounds players have been in this first half. They've done everything but score for Bob Lilly so far. And maybe Bob Lilly and Todd Wharton talking about the booking from earlier that Wharton received on this side of the field. As DiVelardi has helped to his feet. One booking apiece, worth reminding. Wharton, of course, then Riascos, the defender for Charlotte, earned a booking very early in the first half. That'll be worth keeping in mind as the second half rolls on. And Perez and company have come close multiple times, denied by Brandon Miller on one big occasion. Mike Jeffrey's side still trying to find a foothold in this game, specifically in the attacking third. As DiVelardi will exit. 3 added minutes at the end of what's been a pretty entertaining first half, all things considered.
Yeah, I'd like to see Velarde just take a couple minutes longer to get off the field, give Charlotte a chance to get their substitution on. Maybe he's ready to go. You don't want to have too long of a time between your man coming off and the next one going on. Then you're down to 10 men in a crucial little stage of the game, but shouldn't be too long. They'll get their man on here, but obviously disappointing for Velarde, because with an injury like that, I would expect it to be a few weeks till he's back playing again.
I hope he's okay moving forward, obviously, as the season progresses. So at the moment, Charlotte, for at least a minute or two here, will be down to 10 men. They are readying a substitute on the near side.
This would be a good time for Pittsburgh to just really try and create an opportunity through possession. Don't rush too much. Try not to let the ball go out of play. Tire Charlotte out a little, but make sure you end up with a shot at the end of it.
Because of when the injury occurred, we might get to the 49th minute here. Or through it, I should say, the end of this first half. Mikel Williams. And Griffin pokes it into open space for Pittsburgh. Now Canardo Forbes lofts it into the penalty area. Wonderfully done by Dequa, and it's into the back of the net. Splendid build-up play from Pittsburgh, and it's in from Anthony Velarde to open the scoring for the Riverhounds right on halftime.
That's exactly what I just said. And that's why, as a coach, it's so frustrating if a player goes down injured like that. But Velarde goes off, but he was off the field too quickly before the substitute was ready to come on. The play restarted before the substitute got on. Then Charlotte have to play with 10 men. And Pittsburgh were smart enough to keep the ball, keep the ball, keep the ball. I said it needs to finish with a shot on goal, and it did. Excellent layoff from Dequa, and what a finish. Low and hard in the corner. We talked about it earlier where he found that same opportunity and he put it to the goalkeeper. But really the key moment there is that injury to Velarde. Huge, huge moment.
So DiVelarde withdrawn. Blake Pope is the man who has come on to replace him. But like you said, Coach, that ended up biting Charlotte in the backside. It's Velarde's second goal of the campaign for the Riverhounds, and they have found their breakthrough right on the stroke of halftime. Flag goes up against the Riverhounds on this occasion, but that's got to be a huge momentum booster for Bob Lilly's side right on the stroke of halftime. One of the best times you could score in a match.
Well, no more than they've deserved, in all fairness. They've been on top and they've been playing well. But it's a big moment, and the game has completely shifted on that incident, really.
Ooh, Pope slipped. Dequa back to Wharton. Pope recovers. Is there a chance for maybe one more opportunity for Pittsburgh? A foul is called. Williams draws it right in front of Mike Jeffries, who's not pleased with the decision.
And what Pittsburgh did really well in that situation leading up to the goal was, I think they knew they were against 10 men, and they kept the ball in play. That meant that Charlotte had to keep moving, and then an opening came. You could see it out on that left-hand side, and that's the biggest moment in the game, of course, so far, and gives Pittsburgh a great chance to break that streak that we've been talking about. 12 games without a win against the Independents could be coming to an end tonight, I think.
Great first half from Pittsburgh. They paid it off with a goal from that man, Anthony Velarde, his second goal of the season. Charlotte with an injury. It ended up biting them at the end of the first half. Pittsburgh had the better of it for pretty much the entire half. Charlotte still trying to find their way into this game. Still on a knife edge, though, as we go into the second half. Velarde's goal, the difference at the break. Pittsburgh 1, Charlotte 0. At halftime, the halftime report is next from Pittsburgh.
Wharton scores!
The summer is heating up, and so are the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. On Saturday, July 17th, the Hounds square up against Loudoun United FC for another Saturday night showdown. Group and individual tickets on sale now. Call and ask about our mini flex plans. Visit riverhounds.com or talk to a ticket representative at 412-865-GOAL. Pleasant Valley Golf Club, nestled in the Laurel Highlands of southwestern Pennsylvania, is now open to the public. Enjoy 18 holes of championship golf with a new island green and fully stocked pro shop. Our clubhouse features a large ballroom for weddings or private parties, 2 restaurants serving delicious food, a sports bar, 2 state-of-the-art golf simulators, and an outdoor patio with gas fire pit and picturesque view. Pleasant Valley Golf Club, now open to the public. Just in time for the start of the 2021 season, we're offering Riverhounds mini flex plans. Flex plans are 6 vouchers to use any way you want over the 2021 season to catch the Hounds in action. Use them all for one game or spread them out through the season. With 3 different plans starting at $90, you can choose anywhere in Highmark Stadium to cheer on the Hounds. Visit riverhounds.com or call 412-865-GOAL.
Back here at the half between Pittsburgh and Charlotte, Sean St. Jacques, the coach, Martin Rennie here with you, looking back at last weekend's action in the USL Championship. Coach, it started with a wild one between Lou City and Indy 11. First 41 minutes of this game, there were 5 goals in this one. It started early with Lou City, Paolo Del Piccolo opening the scoring.
Yeah, quite some game. It's a great rivalry between these two, and I think it was a sold-out crowd for the first time. So, yeah, a fantastic game. The fans definitely got their money's worth here. Cammy Smith coming in the back post with a good downward header. The game just kept going end to end, as you say, goal after goal. These teams totally committed. There's been some fantastic games between these two teams over the last few years. And this one deflected. Karl Ouimet off his knee, probably would want to do a little better on that one. And at that point, it looks good for Louisville.
20th minute, Hackshaw kept the craziness going. It's a lovely finish off a wonderful ball over the top. 2-2 at the time. And that, well, you do the math here, 45 minutes. There was a goal every 9 minutes in the first half. It was a crazy half of the beautiful game. And then at the end of the first half, 3-2 Indy, taking the advantage into the locker room. But in the 78th minute, Lou City, so tough to beat at home. Corbin Bone salvages a point. Ends up being a wonderful ball into the back of the net. And 3-3, 6-goal thriller in Lou City. You mentioned it, Coach, a great crowd and a great game. Charleston, Loudon, of course, recently beat Pittsburgh. This was last weekend. It was Stavros Zerakostos in the 16th minute, Coach. This goal opened the scoring. Charleston would go on to win 3-0.
Yeah, big win for Charleston. They've been a little bit stop-start so far this season. Not too many games played, but that was an important win for them, and 3-0 definitely got them rolling. Something that they needed.
Nikhil Daly, by the way, with a brace to finish that one off. Then RGV and Tulsa, 22nd minute in this one. Rodrigo da Costa, the first of his 2 goals in this game. He's been a dynamic player for them this season.
Absolutely key player for Tulsa. He starts the move, he continues his run, great ball through, and fantastic finish. Da Costa, absolutely crucial for Tulsa, and he does it again in the second half. Good little bit of play down the right-hand side. Good composure by Suarez around the edge of the box. And Da Costa, good movement, and again, excellent finish. Consolation goal coming up here for the Toros, but probably could have done a little bit better here, the goalkeeper, I think. But right at the end, Tulsa won't be too concerned about it. They take the win.
Kembo Kibano did get sent off, but it's a Tulsa win against RGV. Halftime continues next. We'll look at news and notes and more from around the league after this.
Hey everyone, this is Oscar Jimenez from Louisville City FC.
Hi, my name is Carl Howarth. I currently play for the Indy 11.
What's up everybody? It's Connor Sparrow with the Miami SC.
Josue Soto checking in here. Austin Bold FC.
Hello guys, this is Luis Herrera from El Paso Locomotive. Just wanted to share with you guys my favorite soccer moment, and that will be the day I made my professional debut for El Paso, which is my hometown.
Anderson swings it in. Barry making the run, gets a deflection. He puts it in. Colorado Springs has its lead. And the save from Cardoni. It's there, and Cardoni with a huge save. Beautiful ball through, and that's in.
Brilliant.
Just in time for the start of the 2021 season, we're offering Riverhounds Mini Flex Plans. Flex Plans are 6 vouchers to use any way you want over the 2021 season to catch the Hounds in action. Use them all for one game or spread them out through the season. With 3 different plans starting at $90, you can choose anywhere in Highmark Stadium to cheer on the Hounds. Visit riverhounds.com or call 412-865-GOAL.
Before you weren't able to walk very far.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I couldn't even get out of bed sometimes.
How are you walking now?
I'm walking 6 miles a day.
Awesome.
Getting control back is living proof. The AHN Neuroscience Institute.
Cross Wharton. Score!
The summer is heating up, and so are the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. On Saturday, July 17th, the Hounds square up against Loudon United FC for another Saturday night showdown. Group and individual tickets on sale now. Call and ask about our mini flex plans. Visit riverhounds.com or talk to a ticket representative at 412-865-GOAL.
Halftime between Pittsburgh and Charlotte at Highmark. Sean St. Jacques, Martin Rennie back here with you. Riverhounds up by a goal to nil. We'll get to the second half in just a few moments, but first and foremost, we'll take a look at the news and notes around the league. Obviously, Gold Cup qualifying rosters, 16 USL players being added to the verifying rosters, trying to qualify for the upcoming Gold Cup. El Paso welcoming back Sebastian Velasquez, obviously the last unbeaten team and one of the teams to watch out west.
Yeah, Sebastian Velasquez is a player I know well, actually. I knew him before he even signed professionally. I coached him a little bit there in Carolina, and great to see him having such a good career. Also, 16 players going to the Gold Cup, fantastic. Shows the standard of players that are in the USL. Obviously difficult for those teams who lose some of those players, though.
This is Switchbacks in San Antonio, ESPN2 Widener Field, Saturday, July 17th. Worth a look there as well. Scoreboard, obviously, yesterday, Red Bulls 2, Miami FC finished 1 apiece. Lou City put 4 past Sporting KC 2. Tampa Bay getting back to winning ways as well. Is there a score there that sticks out on the page to you, Coach?
I think Tampa consistently winning at home and winning well. Charleston obviously had a little bit slow start to the season so far, but Tampa continuing to build off the momentum of getting all the way to the championship final that never was last season. Them and Phoenix, I think, are both still riding the crest of a wave from that.
Atlanta United 2 currently down 2-0 against Memphis 901 FC. Upcoming schedule, July 4th, couple of good games. You mentioned Switchbacks. They're in action against Real Monarchs. Loudon hosting Hartford. Charlotte will be back in action on July 7th against Red Bulls 2. And then a battle of the Yellow and Blacks as Charleston face Pittsburgh as well on the 7th.
Yeah, obviously Pittsburgh looking to get some momentum going into that game, but that's going to be a tough one. Charleston will have an extra day recovery. And every time you go to Charleston, it's hard. It's often hot and humid there in the middle of the summer, and they're a good team. Mike Anhauser been doing this for a long time and knows exactly what he's doing.
We're looking forward to the upcoming slate on July 4th and the rest of the week as well. And we're looking forward to the second half as well between Pittsburgh and Charlotte. 1-0 at the moment. We'll look at the first half highlights and stats from Highmark when we come back.
Hey, Gus.
Hey, Nikki.
So what's the scoop?
Scoop? Who can pick just one scoop?
Well, I'd say that one's mint for me.
Sweet choice. Just like this.
The newest scratch-off from the Pennsylvania Lottery.
Yep. It's feeling like $1 million.
Wow, with some nice top prizes.
You can't top that.
Well, maybe with sprinkles.
Keep on scratching.
Cross Wharton. Score!
The summer is heating up, and so are the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. On Saturday, July 17th, the Hounds square up against Loudoun United FC for another Saturday night showdown. Group and individual tickets on sale now. Call and ask about our mini flex plans. Visit riverhounds.com or talk to a ticket representative at 412-865-GOAL.
Before you weren't able to walk very far.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. I couldn't even get out of bed sometimes.
How are you walking now?
I'm walking 6 miles a day.
Awesome.
Getting control back is living proof. The AHN Neuroscience Institute.
Summer is almost here, and so are the Riverhounds Academy Summer Technical Clinics. We have 3 sessions which are geared to players interested in developing technical skills in multiple areas over the course of the week. Clinics are led by Riverhounds Development Academy trainers and current professional Riverhounds players. Clinics start July 5th, open to players 7 to 14 years old. Register online or contact the Academy office at 412-325-7238.
Halftime in Pittsburgh, Riverhounds leading Charlotte by 1-0. Riverhounds had a really good first half in this one. The fans enjoyed it. They took the lead. Here's the first half highlights from this one. And it was really Pittsburgh on the front foot for most of it. Coach Canardo Forbes had a couple of shots at goal. This was his first.
Yeah, we saw a few shots heading over the bar. And then we talked about that. If they could get those chances and keep them down, it would make all the difference. As the game went on, they were able to do that. But this one here, same thing, over the bar. Keep those shots down, keep them on target. Maybe you get a deflection, maybe you get a second chance. This was a great opportunity. Wharton did really well, good defending, well laid off. Forbes with a shot, and Miller with a great save. But it was just a sign of what was to come. There was a lot of pressure being put on that Charlotte goal. And here is the goal.
And there's the goal. How about that flick from Dequa?
It's fantastic. It's a great flick. Another great ball from Forbes. And well followed up. The third man running. Lardy with a great clinical finish. Nothing Miller could do about that one.
Bob Lilly and the squad loves it. Halftime match stats, a lot of goose eggs for Charlotte. No shots on target, 66% possession. for the Riverhounds. It paid off with the Anthony Velarde goal, his second of the season in first half stoppage time. And like you said, Coach, despite some of the vigilant defending and goalkeeping from Charlotte and Miller, respectively, that one moment when they were down to 10 men from the Velarde injury ended up being very critical in the end because Pope didn't come on until the goal had been scored.
It happens a lot more than people think. It often goes unnoticed, but it was really a key moment in the game. And when you look at those possession statistics, very high from Pittsburgh. And I think Charlotte really will be looking to try and transform their game in the second half. Mike Jeffries will be saying, we've got to try and get on the ball a little bit more, look to maybe switch the play a little bit, get in behind the Pittsburgh midfield to see if we can then create a chance and get this man, Dane Kelly, on the ball in behind the Pittsburgh back line. You won't get him in there very easily too high up the field, so you've got to find good quality possession and passes to do that.
Pittsburgh have the lead by a goal to nil as the second half is underway at Highmark. Teams switch fields for the second half as Pittsburgh will be attacking from right to left on your screens here on ESPN+. Sean St. Jacques alongside the former Vancouver Whitecaps and Indy 11 coach Martin Rennie. We appreciate you joining us during 4th of July weekend. Hope you're enjoying it with your friends and family. Great crowd at Highmark tonight. That's been one of the great features of having fans back in the stadiums this season. And Pittsburgh, one of the best atmospheres when it's full. We've missed it. It's great to see it back, and a lot to think about as the second half gets underway for Mike Jeffries and Charlotte Independence, who have not had a shot, let alone a shot on target so far, Coach.
Yeah, and a bad start to the second half. Looks like it's going to be a free kick in a dangerous position, as far as I can tell, for Pittsburgh. That seemed a little harsh to me. I think it was two players just coming together and colliding. Roberts making his case to the referee, but I just felt that that was something that probably could have been let go. Be nice to maybe see that again if we can, but no matter what, it's now a very dangerous opportunity, and with Pittsburgh scoring right before half-time, oh boy, would they love to score another one right after half-time.
And look at the options they have over this. Dixon, Forbes, Perez, pick your poison. Perez leaves it for Dixon, and Miller committed to his right, but was able to dash back to his left in order to save it.
Yeah, he made a step almost behind his wall trying to read the free kick, but was agile enough to get back to his left and did well to hold it, because if he'd parried that, it could have been a second chance for Pittsburgh and could have been dangerous.
Goal scored right at the end of the first half. Anthony Velarde's second of the season off a lovely build-up play and flick by Albert Dikwa. Pittsburgh, as we talked about going into halftime, 13th attempt to try to beat Charlotte. They've never done it in the franchise's history. Long way to go, of course, before we can talk more about that being a possibility. But Pittsburgh are in again here. Dixon trying a cheeky flick over the top, but in the end it was chest high for Miller.
The one-way traffic continuing at the start of this second half. Early days though, and Charlotte will be hopefully keeping in mind that Pittsburgh may tire a little bit as the game goes on, so they just need to stay in this game. Stick with it, stick with it. It's not going well so far, but it can change, and it's just important to stay tight, stay in that mentality. You see, looking for that ball behind the back line. It worked this time.
Irvin Parra does well to hold up the play. Now Palomino onto his left boot. Still going, wonderful footwork. Palomino now surrounded, little give and go. Griffin defensively doing the work, and Pittsburgh can hoof it forward.
Yeah, Palomino, very talented player. We haven't seen him much at all tonight, but he's dangerous if he gets opportunities. But he needs good service into areas where he can get on the turn and cause problems. He's better from Charlotte though.
Initially there with Clay Dimmick, now Riascos, who's on a yellow card for Charlotte. Todd Wharton also booked for Pittsburgh. Initial turn from Armin. And again, forced back by Forbes. Here's Dimmick. And lofted forward in the direction, initially, of Dane Kelly. Now Parra tried to find Kelly. Dimmick on the overlapping run was not able to keep it in play.
Yeah, slight misunderstanding there I think looking for Dane Kelly on the through ball, but Dimmick almost got there.
Louis, tell him not to ever head it in the middle.
You see Bob Lilly making sure his team stays with the same intensity that they saw in the first half. Obviously mentioned earlier that we love having the crowds at the games, but it's always fun to hear the coaches, at least from our perspective, Coach, on the sideline barking out the orders, and Bob Lilly's one of the best to see at work.
Yeah, I think you can hear him no matter how big the crowd is.
And you could hear him just barely on the mic, trying to keep the intensity up, trying to keep the same momentum building that we saw culminate at the end of the first half.
Exactly, because he knows that that's really the key to this game for the Riverhounds, is to keep the intensity level high. That, like it was in the first half, it has to stay like that for as long as possible in the second half for Pittsburgh to continue on the same vein they were on. So he's really trying to demand that. He knows he has to push his players for that. He knows that they may feel a little bit tired as the game goes on, as the second half goes on, but he's doing his best to make sure they get through it mentally, keep that intensity as high as possible.
I'm a little surprised the referee didn't stop the play. There was a second ball on the pitch for at least 20 seconds. You can hear some laughter in the background. Not a thing you see very often at really any level of the professional game. Referee did not stop the play. Luckily, the balls didn't collide. Nothing like that happened to change the active play. We're back underway with just the one. And Charlotte win a throw.
This is better from Charlotte, managing to get a little bit more pressure. Obviously, being 1-0 down, they have to go for it. They have to try and be a little bit more ambitious.
Here's Kelly. Forbes with Velarde and Griffin swarming to take it away from Palomino. The referee actually goes down here. Dixon able to pick it back up. Great recovery by the referee to get back up and continue with the play. Now Velarde, the goal scorer, puts in a searching ball, and Charlotte just cleared away in time, and it's out for a corner. Boy, a lot happening on that play.
I don't know where to start on that one, but fast break, good movement, and in the end, good defending. I believe it might have been Pope coming round on the back post there. He tucked around really well there, because that's a dangerous opportunity, a dangerous ball.
It was Pope with a crucial defensive play there. The substitute, another ball in at the back post for Miller to potentially deal with Dean away the second try. Pittsburgh will settle for a throw-in on the far side. Trying to continue the pattern we saw in the first half. Dequa back out for Wharton to reassess. Veet switches it for Perez. Perez, wonderful touch. Delicate outside for Forbes. Forbes with a good ball in, miscommunication. Roberts heads it into the path of Dimmick, who clears.
Forbes looking for that assist.
Now Velarde. And a good ball for Dixon. And it was just touched away, I think, by Roberts. Not quite cleared, though. Forbes.
Velarde did so well on that cross to get around it.
Forbes wins a free kick. Bronico concedes it. More good attacking play from the Riverhounds. And a dangerous set piece.
Another dangerous area. Charlotte continuing to be put under pressure here, which is, I'm sure, what Bob Lilly was asking for with that intensity that he was demanding. And what he'll have probably talked about at half-time is continuing to play the way that they had been, not letting down at all, not thinking about the game they've just played or the one they're about to play, but focusing 100% on this one.
Perez! Oh, what a save by Miller. He went for the surprise around the wall initially. Miller, agile enough to just touch it past the post on a brilliant strike.
Perez on his left foot there. I may have been doing him a disservice earlier when I was saying about his left foot maybe not being what it needed to be on the crossing. It certainly was at play there. And that's another good save by Miller.
That was going in. Brandon Miller has come up trumps multiple times tonight to keep Charlotte in with a chance. But they have another corner to defend. It's getting...
Feels like if Pittsburgh could get another one, that they would be able to break this record of not having beaten the Charlotte Independents. Maybe 13th time lucky.
Jonathan Belinsky, the referee, making sure everybody's doing their thing. Inside the penalty area, Miller again off a header from Dikwa, denies him at the back post. But Pittsburgh have it again, second opportunity. Another good ball in for Dikwa, and this time he can't steer it on target. And for the third time tonight, Brandon Miller comes up with a huge save.
Yeah, Pittsburgh have been knocking on the door again and again. Great header down, and Miller in the right position. So is the agility and ability again to keep that out of the net. On another night, Pittsburgh could have had 2 or 3 goals at least. But as it stands, it's all to play for. Charlotte just need one little chance here to get back into it. And if they're in it in the last 20 minutes, I think they've got a good chance, because I do think it doesn't matter how much you rotate, Pittsburgh are going to tire a little bit down the stretch here.
Of course, Charlotte are the fresher of the two teams coming in. They have the attacking prowess up top. Haven't seen a ton of them yet, but Para and Kelly can be deadly throughout the entire 90 minutes, no matter the game's circumstances. Here's Shane Veet now for the Riverhounds. He gives it away. Bronico, Palomino. Haven't seen really that much from Charlotte, specifically in possession and, of course, in the attack. Can they get a little bit of a spell here? All over the top, headed out of play. Good backtracking by Perez.
Yeah, almost nothing really from Charlotte from an attacking perspective up until now.
This is Clay Dimmick. That's a little fortunate there. Out for a throw for the Independents. Para, who scored at this end in the win earlier this season, picks it back up. Veet those steps in at the vital moment, inviting for Roberts, who pokes it back into the path of Para. Now Dimmick lofts a good ball over the top. It ends up soaring out of play as Kelly flailed at it. Riverhounds are back in action at Highmark Stadium Saturday, July 17th at 7 p.m. against Loudoun United for another Saturday night showdown. You can visit theriverhounds.com or call the box office at 412-865-GOAL.
A bit more encouraging from Charlotte, though, getting into the Pittsburgh half, sustaining an attack. No one there to get on the end of that cross, but generally better play there.
Pick it back up again. Armin. Mike Jeffries' side try to get a more stable control of possession here. Riascos. Not a bad idea over the top for Dimmick. Kilwine able to clear it.
Yeah, but the ball that's straight like that is easy enough for Pittsburgh to defend. They're setting up for that. They know it's coming.
Deflected into the path of Dimmick. But Pittsburgh, through Canardo Forbes, able to initially snuff it out. Forbes trying to hold off 3 Charlotte players. Get some help from Griffin and Velarde. Really given back. Referee able to bail Pittsburgh out with a free kick earned by Louis Perez, who is still down for the moment.
Yeah, I think Canardo Forbes makes such a difference for Pittsburgh, because you know, we know about his assists, we know how dangerous he can be, but he does all these other intangible things that people aren't really noticing. But he's back in the corner defending there. If the Riverhounds are struggling in possession, he'll drop deeper to get on the ball. If they're established in possession, he'll create space to try and play that final pass. There's just so many things to his game that really make a difference. He's been working with Bob Willie for a long time now, and obviously you can see why he's such an important player for this Riverhounds team.
Of course, wearing the captain's armband as well. One of the leaders for Bob Lilly's side, the leader for Bob Lilly's 11, as Dikwa in behind holds up the play and gives it away. Palomino was in the path of his run initially. Dane Kelly wins a throw, although Bob Lilly says that's not the case. It'll stay with the Independents. Kelly, 4 goals to his name in his return to Charlotte this season, goes down and wins a free kick. I think it'll be music to some Riverhounds' ears that we haven't called his name a ton tonight. But there's still time, like you said, Coach. Still have just over half an hour to play. It's still on a knife edge scoreline-wise.
Again, we see the ball coming out to the right-hand side. The ball's pressured there, and then it's Charlotte choosing to play a long, straight ball. I just think Pittsburgh trained for that. They know that ball's coming. If they could mix it up a little, there is some space for diagonal balls or for switches of play. But that straight ball is quite difficult to create from, although they've won some corners and balls in that area.
Charlotte marauding forward. Armin had it initially. Pittsburgh win it back through the goal scorer. Velarde, Louis Perez now. Forbes touching it into the path of Dixon. Dequa trying to help out. Roberts, who's been strong at times defensively for Charlotte, cleans it up.
Yeah, I feel like Perez is growing into the game as well. I think that free kick which Miller managed to save has given him confidence, and he's looking good with his forward passes and his defending. I think he's doing well. He's obviously had a good week, and that can really build his belief, and that's important for any player as they establish themselves in a team.
He scored his first goal against Loudoun last time out. It was just his second career start for Louis Perez against Loudoun United. Came up with the big goal that in the end wasn't enough for Bob Lilly's side to leave Loudoun with anything. The USL is committed to supporting the LGBTQ+ community through the Forever Proud Project. The USL will strive to create safe and welcoming environments for all fans, players, employees, and partners. Learn more at uslsoccer.com/forwardforever-proud. 29 minutes to go at Highmark. Anthony Velarde's goal at the end of the first half separates the sides.
And as we go back to it, is that really one moment when Charlotte were down to 10 men briefly, waiting for the substitution to be made, that's made all the difference at this point.
It was Steve Velarde who went down with an injury. Charlotte didn't get the sub on before the passage of play happened. Anthony Velarde scored moments after that to really pay off a first half of dominance from Pittsburgh. Now the ball over the top. A little bit of a shield jump there, I believe, from Kilwine. And it's easy for Vitiello, who really hasn't been troubled tonight.
Yeah, and that ball behind from distance, again, isn't likely to trouble Pittsburgh. I'm not saying that the Riverhounds couldn't be caught out by a ball like that, but really I think for Charlotte to create something, they're going to have to get on the ball behind the Riverhounds midfield, in front of their back line of 3 or 5, and then create something from within that area. So you're looking for Palomino to get on the ball, or Ivan Pera to drop in, or even Armin to get in behind that area. But these longer balls, those straight passes, it's going to be difficult for them to get a chance or a goal from that, because the Riverhounds are big, they're strong back there, and as I say, they're well coached into dealing with those types of situations.
Kilwine able to pick out the pass for Wharton. Now Williams assesses his options. And Charlotte forces it all the way back to Vitiello. Armin trying to keep it with Charlotte. Pittsburgh can clear. And the Independents can try again through Roberts. We've seen more of Charlotte on the ball in this second half, but Para and Kelly have not exactly had any chances. Can they create something now? Arbin chested down by Kelly into the path of Para. Lofted over the top by Pope, into the path of Dimmick, headed away by Perez. Dequa, through a sea of gray shirts, picks it up. but immediately loses out.
Good sustained attack by Charlotte, though. They're moving the ball well, and they're also quickly counter-pressing to get the ball back and try and create another chance.
That was really good on the build-up play. Kelly now to Pope. Back to Kelly. Kelly whipping it to the near side on a plate for Dimmick. Bronico. Riascos. And again. Roberts out wide for Dean. Palomino. Para from Kelly. Pope. And Griffin's touch. Only as far as Dean. Took a deflection on the way out. Still with Charlotte here. Bronico. Out for a Charlotte corner here with 25 minutes to go.
Yeah, this is more like it from Charlotte. This is what you expect from a Mike Jeffries team, where they pass the ball, they move well, they keep possession, they move it side to side, they look to win it back nice and quick and then do it again. And it's, yeah, what we thought might happen is that the Riverhounds might start to get a little tired as the second half went on. That would be Charlotte's chance as the fresher team to build into the game, and for the last few minutes they've done that.
In by Palomino, towards the back post. I believe it was Riascos who had a really good position on it, just couldn't hit the target.
That was a great chance.
Kenny!
Swung into the back post.
We gotta work!
Oh, he'd love to get that chance again. Riascos, he was in a good position. Didn't execute.
Looks like they're readying a couple of changes. Pittsburgh could see their leading goal scorer come on, Russell Cicerone. We'll wait and see what Bob Lilly decides to do. Now Cicerone's heading over to check in. Danny Rivera looks to be joining him as well. We might see that in a few moments.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that they're getting some fresh legs on around the 66th minute. They've done well to not need fresh legs until now, but now they're looking for those fresh legs to come on and make a difference for them, and to add a little bit more energy, more intensity. Big thing you're looking for in a situation like this as a coach is that these guys come on and really lift the team and really put in a shift and really make a difference. It's not always easy coming on, but that's what you're looking for in this situation. And the goal scorer, Velarde, coming off. He's the difference at the moment.
Great shift from Anthony Velarde, and the leading goal scorer for the Riverhounds is on as Velarde gets a well-earned congratulations from his coach, Bob Lilly. And it looks like Luis Perez is going to make way as Danny Rivera checks in as well, and Perez had a very solid night himself, with almost scoring from a set piece that was a denial from Miller on a really good opportunity.
Yeah, good back-to-back games from Perez, and that'll do his confidence the world of good. And Rivera, he's played plenty of minutes for the Riverhounds and will be a good addition at this point in the game.
5 goals for Cicerone this season, which actually matches the most he's ever scored in a season in the USL Championship. He's had 5 twice before. So could actually set a career high tonight, so early in the season.
Yeah, I could definitely see him going beyond his previous record. He's lively, he's a real competitor. He can play on the left or on the right, can beat people, works very hard. So good player to bring on in a game like this as well. Someone who's going to press hard from the front and help your teammates not get squeezed back so much.
Miller clears, and we mentioned it earlier, but Brandon Miller has had 3 massive saves tonight that have been big parts of the storyline. We talked about earlier, it really could be 2 or 3 for Pittsburgh. Brandon Miller's come up with the goods multiple times tonight to keep Charlotte in with a fighting chance.
And Danny Vitiello really hasn't had a save that I can think of.
I'm not sure there's been a shot on target, actually, for Charlotte so far tonight. I think the one header they had was the only one that was anywhere near the goal from Riascos.
Yep. But with 20 minutes to go, it's still 1-0. And with history on their side, Charlotte will be buoyed and ready to go for this last part of the game.
Ball in behind for Kelly to chase. Oh, the challenge from Veet. It's a corner.
Good pace there from Veet because we know how fast Kelly is.
Another look here, coach, at the last sequence.
Yeah, it's a good ball down the side. Dane Kelly makes a good run. Veet realizes that he needs to give a little bit of cover. I think it was to Kilwine, and he got across and did that.
So a set-piece opportunity. Jake Arman, who we highlighted at the top of the broadcast, sends in a pretty good ball towards the back post, centering header down, but Dixon is able to get there, and he hoofs it upfield and out of play for his coach to retrieve.
Yeah, those back post balls on the corners have been fairly effective. You saw Charlotte just missed one in the last step. I think it was the last corner. That time, again, they get the first contact, but they really need to be alive for the second ball.
Pittsburgh now on the counter. Dixon lofting it over the top for Cicerone. Flag goes up, and the play is negated. Riverhounds fans, mini flex plans are 6 undated vouchers to use any way you want over the 2021 season to catch the Hounds in action. Use them all for one game or spread them throughout the season. On sale now. Plans start at just $90. Call the box office at 412-865-GOAL. Not a bad way to spend your 4th of July weekend, watching the local side play here in Pittsburgh. Team up by 1-0. But there's still just under 19 minutes to go, plus some stoppage time likely as well. And a great crowd on hand to take this one in.
Feels like the Riverhounds have weathered that storm. That was a small storm that was coming their way, but there may be more on the horizon.
Kilwine beaten to it by Kelly. Good step in there defensively by Wharton. Dixon backtracking and wins a free kick before Kelly could maraud forward into the final third, and Dixon for the moment stays down.
Felt that was a little bit unlucky there. Looked like a challenge won well by Pope.
I think he'd agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah, he's done well since he came on.
He looked a little frustrated after that exchange. Bob Lilly's side trying to get back to their winning ways and obviously end this long winless streak against the Independents. And obviously, we talked about the schedule, trying to beat those odds as well, with Charlotte coming in as the fresher of the two teams. Arman floats it over the top. Pittsburgh looking for offside, but Kelly is in. The offside flag does go up before Kelly had a chance to really take aim.
Yeah, looked just off there. Again, I do think that ball behind is quite a hard one to do against the Riverhounds. I think they defend that ball behind quite well. If you can get a little bit higher before you slot a ball through, then maybe you've got more chance, but it's difficult to get into those dangerous areas, and they've not really been able to do that too much tonight.
Riascos wins the header initially, picked up now by Cicerone, using his strength to shrug off a couple challenges. Now Griffin. Wharton out wide for Dixon. Dixon with a searching ball in at the back post, chance. Blocked the first time, second opportunity, shepherded out. And the flag goes up on the far side.
Yeah, I think Pittsburgh will be happy with Rivera and Cicerone. Their impact and input since they've come on has been good. They've shown energy, And that's so important. If they've been given a little bit more of a rest to come into the game, then they have to come in and bring that intensity, and they have.
Jeffries and his side have to feel there's still time to change the outcome. 16 minutes. This team has fought so hard just to stay in with a fighter's chance here. Again, Anthony Velarde, who's since been withdrawn, scored the opening goal right on the stroke of halftime. Since then, though, Charlotte have had a little bit more of a foothold in the game, but not much. Pittsburgh have still looked the more likely to score. Cicerone looking for Dixon here. And around the back, Dean clears. Kelly now into the path of Bronico. Get Palomino briefly through the center. Back out wide to Christian Dean. Riascos. Forward by Dean, over the top, big chance here for Para. He lofts it over the goalkeeper, and it's headed off the line.
Wow, they did get in behind with that one ball, but Veit was there when it looked like it was going to be 1-1. Great timing of the run and the pass. Para, perfect idea when it's bouncing and the goalkeeper's out. Just a little lift over, but Veit tracked round well.
Well, Para nearly scored at the same end for the second time running this season, but Shane Veit to the rescue for the Riverhounds. Still a corner to defend here, though, and it's headed at the back post, and it's going to land on the roof of the net.
Yeah, going back to that chance, Vitiello coming out when the ball's bouncing. It's very dangerous to do that because the most likely finish in that situation is a lob over the goalkeeper, but he was bailed out by his defender. Not that it was an easy situation for the goalkeeper, but when it's bouncing through like that, goalkeepers have a tough decision. Do they come or do they stay?
As you can see there, Valentin Sabella on, Clay Dimmick off for Charlotte. Another change here for Mike Jeffries, looking for a spark here down the stretch. That Para chance is the best they've had tonight, the Independents. And Para, who scored with his head when the sides met earlier this season at Hyde Park, nearly chipped the goalkeeper to score yet again. And Charlotte's showing you, I should say, that they're still very much a scoring threat in this game. But so is Pittsburgh. Here's Cicerone dealing with Pope. Spinning, turning, using his strength. And he finds Dixon, who waits help, gets help in the form of Wharton. And Wharton could have done better with that, I think. Even he would admit.
I think if he had the chance again, he'd probably just chip that back in first time, because the timing on all the runs and passes was perfectly set up for a first-time cross there. But Wharton's done well on that right-hand side, and I think that's a big bonus for the Riverhounds, for Bob Lilly. If he knows he can put Wharton out there in a pinch or even on a regular basis when required, that's a big bonus for him, because he's got other guys who can do well in that central midfield area as well.
Kelly did a good job holding up the play. Ball is sent in, I believe, towards Para, who went down after it was headed away by Veit, who denied him just moments ago off the line.
Now you see what we talked about earlier. Bernardo Forbes dropping deeper because he senses that's what's required in the game. He needs to try and get on the ball and dictate the tempo a little bit. He can move it side to side and try and get a foothold back in the game. So he's a very clever player, and he reads the game really well.
Rivera keeps it in play. Not much to aim at for Cicerone yet in the penalty area. Forbes to change the angle now. Wharton and Rivera and Kelly helping back for Charlotte. And it's blasted forward. And a delicate header by Veit, so Vitiello can gather.
And it's around this time, just over 10 minutes to go, that the Riverhounds will really be wishing they could have taken one of those chances that they had earlier. They had a lot of energy and momentum at that point. Obviously, they'll be thankful to get the goal that they did get, but they'll be wishing they could have maybe taken one more. Because now, as it stands, the game's in the balance, and Charlotte are looking a little stronger, which you would expect given the scheduling that we've talked about.
Now a chance here for Sabella to move his way forward, but he's brought down. Referee will bring out a yellow card here.
Is it Rivera who got the yellow there?
I believe it was. Griffin was in there as well, but I believe the referee did not show Griffin the yellow. I believe it was Rivera. Waiting confirmation on the yellow card there. I believe, though, you are right, Coach.
Right about the yellow, but wrong about the pronunciation of his name, it sounds like. Rivera.
Well, Rivera, since coming on, has been very good. He has to help defensively here. Oh, a good ball in. The header was down from Kelly, but not enough behind it and not on target.
Yeah, good ball in there. Kelly using his instincts in and around the box.
10 minutes to go for Charlotte to try and get something out of this game, Coach. What do you need to see from them?
Well, I think it's a case of continuing to try and get the energy and the tempo up just a little bit. When they've been in possession, they've not moved the ball quite as quickly as they'd probably like to. I think if they could get it from one side to the other and then quickly switch in the final third in the opposition half, then see if they could create a chance, it'll be maybe a little bit more likely than just that one ball over the top. Now, they just about scored from a ball over the top, but I would think that they're not going to get too many chances against this Riverhounds defence with that one ball over. So I think they need to have a little bit more sustained possession, a little bit quicker tempo. Can they get a quick switch of play to then maybe get a cross in or a ball back in front of their the Riverhounds back line, and then maybe get that through ball or shot away. So I think a lot of it right now is concentration. They're going to get one more chance, I think. They just need to take it.
Riascos did commit a foul there. He's on a yellow card, had to be careful. Referee did not hand out another. Rivera now. Canardo Forbes. Oh, it was a good idea trying to thread the needle for Cicerone.
Veets had a good game tonight. You know, he's quietly going about his business, but he's got great stature, big guy, looks quite mobile, quite fast, strong on the ball. You know, I won't be surprised if over the next 6 months or a year or two, you'll start to talk about him a lot more. This is the kind of player that Bob Lilly has traditionally been a very good coach for, someone who has all the tools, and he can seem to develop these guys and help them get better. And I think this is a great place for Veet. And if he works hard and concentrates on his training and his work, he'll be in a good position.
Oh, wonderful ball in behind. Cicerone denied by Miller. And Dixon couldn't quite reach the follow-up. It's not quite cleared yet, as Dean just delicately chips it out of harm's way for the moment. I believe that was Forbes looking for that franchise record-breaking assist. He nearly got it.
He got the ball to the right guy. Often Cicerone, when he's in these situations, cuts back onto his right foot, but he decided to take it on with his left. And once again, Miller comes up with an important save.
Number 6.
Looks like Jalen Robinson is going to enter here. And Alex Dixon will depart. So more of a defensive move from Bob Lilly.
Yeah, looks like possibly Wharton coming back into the midfield here, which would make sense. Very powerful player, strong ball winner. We'll see how that develops, but I think Wharton may be sliding into the midfield position, strengthening things up in there. The message would be from the Riverhounds, from Bob Lilly, let's keep what we have. Let's see this game out. Let's break this record that we've been hearing about.
Griffin sent that ball forward.
We might have to change this, by the way.
Yeah, that's fine.
And there's a player down here for Charlotte.
Hey, that's Mike, I'm going to tell
6 minutes to go here. Dane Kelly
Is it for Dane or no?
is the player who is down. We are told that Charlotte were readying a couple of changes that were not going to involve Dane Kelly. Be interesting to see if Mike Jeffries has to adjust that plan.
No, I think Dane Kelly will be able to continue, and certainly they'll want him to continue. Needing a goal, the last thing they'll want to do is take Dane Kelly off. It looks like he's going to be okay to continue.
Which is a good sign for Charlotte. Meanwhile, Charlotte will go ahead with the 2 planned changes. Kevin Riascos, who is on a yellow card, will exit. Tresor Imbuyu will enter the field of play. And then Noah Paravicini will enter as well for Charlotte. And Irving Parra will not get his 2nd goal this season at Highmark as his night concludes.
Probably, I would expect to be seeing a change in formation here. Most likely to a back 4. Probably push the full-backs higher and have 2 centre-backs there. And that, again, would make sense with time running out. Charlotte need to make some adjustments and see if they can have one last throw of the dice.
4.5 minutes plus stoppage time for either Pittsburgh to hold on or Charlotte to rescue something from this game.
Yeah, looks like they've made that adjustment.
One back by Wharton, trying to spring Dikwa, who's able to get on the end of his pass upfield and try to hold up the play. Waits for help. Wharton again.
Dikwa's done well tonight. He's led that line well. He's had a great flick on the assist for Valerdi's goal, but just worked hard and always been a threat.
Dikwa not able to get it past Dean. Off a deflection, Bronico wins a free kick. It will alleviate some of the Pittsburgh pressure. Here comes Charlotte. All over the top to the substitute Pope to chase. Didn't get a lot behind that, but wins a throw.
He did well to get something out of that. That looked like a lost cause for a moment there.
A bit of a back-heeled attempt to try to get it into the path of Sabella initially. Pittsburgh, though, trying to break out here. Dikwa does really well and wins a free kick. Could have sprung it out a couple of times there, but he's brought down.
Yeah, I think if he could have got Cicerone in there, he'd have been off to the races, but he does do well to win the free kick, and that'll allow the Riverhounds to take a little bit more time off the clock, get everybody up.
Mutiella will come forward to take this with 2.5 of the 90 plus potentially some stoppage time at the end of this one at Highmark. Dikwa looking for a free kick. It's not been given. Throwing for Charlotte deep in their own end. Will there be a late twist to the tail here? Dikwa tried to chip it through, maybe tried to chip it off a Charlotte player unsuccessfully. And with 2 minutes to go, Charlotte get it back via a goal kick.
Yeah, but Dikwa again doing well, taking the ball to the corner, wasting a few more precious seconds.
Ball into the path, potentially a Paravicini. Kelly not able to recover it at the second time of asking.
Pittsburgh need to be a little stronger on that first ball forward, though. That should be a centre-back's ball and should be dominated there.
Here comes Charlotte again on the attack. Armin initially, give and go to Armin with a good ball across. Rivera heading it only as far as Pope. Paravicini now, Bronico, and then Pope's pass cut out. And then Preston Kilwine will win a free kick to alleviate some of the Charlotte pressure here down the stretch.
Yeah, since Charlotte moved to a back four, they've been able to create a little bit more width when they've broken forward. They've also, looked like there could be a chance at the other end, but that's obviously a risk they've got to take, be a little bit more vulnerable on the counter-attack to see if they can steal a goal and get a draw out of this game. But time's running out, and it's not really looked like they would up until now.
Cicerone, Griffin brought down. Referee will administer a yellow card here, it looks like.
Yeah, Charlotte making it hard for themselves with these fouls at the end of the game. There's been quite a number of them now, and that takes time off the clock every time that happens. Pittsburgh then can set up, they can get everyone far away from their goal, they can pin Charlotte back.
Challenge there came in from Palomino, who has been written down into the referee's book.
And at this stage of the game, it's really about game management for both teams. For Charlotte, it's about trying to keep the ball in play, trying to create chance through some possession.
Pope regains possession. There's confirmation of the added time. 3 more minutes to go in Pittsburgh.
For Pittsburgh, from a game management point of view, is just trying to keep the ball in the corner, try and break the game up, try and win free kicks. Ball can be out of play.
Griffin won it back initially, and offside is the call on the ball in behind, looking for Forbes. Bob Lilly trying to see his team see this one out and break the duct against Charlotte. Header missed by Kilwine. Rivera able to back him up.
These Riverhound centre backs just need to deal with these long balls. I know they're tired. It's near the end of the game, but these long balls need to be dealt with. Height and distance on the clearance. Aggression.
Central header here in behind. Could fall for a chance. It was blocked. Kelly keeps alive. Paravicini's ball in. Dealt with by Wharton. Throw in for Charlotte with half of the stoppage time just about up. Anthony Velarde's goal on the stroke of halftime at the moment is the difference. Pope's throw-in comes up a bit short, cleared by Dequa. A bit of a miss kick there by Palomino. Forbes can chase. Charlotte looking for maybe one last chance here. The challenge there defensively by Rivera. Now Pittsburgh, can they counter here? Cicerone, Rivera is offside, and Pittsburgh.
I'd like to see that again.
Well, you can see the reaction. It was, Coach. You can see the reaction from Bob Lilly and his staff. They thought for sure. We had a good look at it as well. It was very tight.
Yeah, Rivera and Cicerone. Oh, that's a poor header there. At this stage of the game, you need your centre-back to be heading that 20 yards the other way.
Charlotte can attack here. Pope, crucial clearance and a crucial free kick that could see Pittsburgh get over the line here as Wharton is down. Let's take a look here, Coach. We got a good look at this. It's a great angle by our camera crew, and oh my.
He's onside there, and I mean, those two guys have come on and done a great job. Really, they have Rivera and Cicerone, and they could have got their chance there to combine for a goal.
Could have been the killer blow for Pittsburgh. They still have a few more moments to see out here. Anthony Velarde's goal. Will it hold up? Cicerone. Pittsburgh have time to maybe see this out with a second. They won't need to. Who says 13 isn't lucky? Pittsburgh, at the 13th time of asking, have finally beaten Charlotte, and they do so by a 0-0. A crucial win for the Riverhounds here at Highmark to even the season series with the Independents, and Anthony Velarde's second goal of the season, coach, ends up being the difference for a massive win for the boys in black and yellow tonight.
Yeah, a well-deserved win coming off a tough week. A lot of minutes in the legs. But really the crucial moment in this game was that right before half-time when there was a substitution needed to be made by Charlotte, and it just took a little bit long to get the man on. Pittsburgh did a great job of keeping the ball, kept it in play, were patient. Great ball into Dikwa, who had a fantastic layoff, and an excellent finish from Velarde that put the game to bed. Although we thought we would see more from Charlotte in the second half, it never quite came.
Two teams we expect to be in the playoff race for most of the season, provided a lot of entertainment, a lot of drama as well, but Anthony Velarde's goal is the difference. Pittsburgh wins it by a 0-0. We'll take a quick break, and we'll wrap things up from Highmark right after this.
Cross Wharton, score!
The summer is heating up, and so are the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. On Saturday, July 17th, the Hounds square up against Loudoun United FC for another Saturday night showdown. Group and individual tickets on sale now. Call and ask about our mini flex plans. Visit riverhounds.com or talk to a ticket representative at 412-865-GOAL. Pleasant Valley Golf Club, nestled in the Laurel Highlands of southwestern Pennsylvania, is now open to the public. Enjoy 18 holes of championship golf with a new island green and fully stocked pro shop. Our clubhouse features a large ballroom for weddings or private parties, 2 restaurants serving delicious food, a sports bar, 2 state-of-the-art golf simulators, and an outdoor patio with gas fire pit and picturesque view. Pleasant Valley Golf Club, now open to the public. Summer is almost here, and so are the Riverhounds Academy Summer Technical Clinics. We have 3 sessions which are geared to players interested in developing technical skills in multiple areas over the course of the week. Clinics are led by Riverhounds Development Academy trainers and current professional Riverhounds players. Clinics start July 5th, open to players 7 to 14 years old. Register online or contact the Academy office at 412-325-7238.
Sean St. Jacques, Martin Rennie back here with you, wrapping things up from Highmark. That man, Anthony Velarde's goal, wins it for Pittsburgh by a 0-0, and Pittsburgh gets their first ever win in 13 tries against the Charlotte Independents. Coach, here's how it all went down, the full-time highlights. Pittsburgh were off to the races early. Here, Wharton tiptoes the sideline, and Forbes nearly opened the scoring midway through the first half.
Yeah, Pittsburgh came out really strong, a lot of energy in that first half. Had a number of good chances like this, but weren't quite able to capitalize until right before halftime. Dikwa with a fantastic layoff, third man running from Velarde, and a clinical finish in the bottom corner. 1-0.
Dikwa with a wonderful assist on that goal to Anthony Velarde. Just his second of the season, but it's a winning goal for Bob Lilly's side. A game they really wanted to have to get back to their winning ways. Perez nearly made it 2 with a lovely free kick here, but Miller, who came up with a bunch of big stops tonight, this was one of many.
Yeah, Perez did well tonight. He grew into the game well. I think he has got a lot of potential. And Miller again couldn't come for the cross, stayed on his line and came up with a big save.
We talked about it multiple times tonight. It could have been 2 or 3 for Pittsburgh. This was the best chance for Charlotte. Cleared off the line by Veet, and Para nearly equalized.
Yeah, I was saying that they wouldn't have much joy from that ball over the top, but on that occasion they did. And Veet managed to get there. I thought Veet did well tonight. Last few minutes of the game, I'd like to have seen him be a bit more dominant, but he did well, and so did Pittsburgh.
In the end, Pittsburgh wins it by a 0-0. You see the shots there in favor of Pittsburgh. Shots on target 9-1 in favor of the Riverhounds. But coach, only the 1 goal, and it was enough for Pittsburgh to get some revenge against Charlotte for all those defeats.
Yeah, as we talked about, it was so surprising to me that it was, 12 games without beating Charlotte Independents. I think it was surprising to Bob Lilly too, and in the last couple of games where he's aware of it, he managed to turn it around, and especially coming off this kind of short week where they've had a game just a few days ago, especially a defeat, to come back and show the energy and the focus, I think was really important. And I think as the season goes on, you'll see the Riverhounds rise up, and they'll be a match for anyone.
Two teams we definitely expect to be really much in the thick of things in the playoffs and the championship as the season goes on. They delivered another fun one at Highmark tonight. Anthony Velarde's goal ended up being the difference. Charlotte had a couple of chances late, but it wasn't enough. And at the 13th time of asking, the Riverhounds finally beat the Independents. For Martin Rennie and our entire crew, I'm Sean St. Jacques saying so long from Highmark. Anthony Velarde wins it, and Pittsburgh finally beats Charlotte by 1-0.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.